Well, good evening, folks. Well, as we see, we got something here. What is this thing? This is a yarn spooler that I made for my mother. Twist the nut off. And you have your spool, which I made the spool. You even unscrew the spool so that you can make more yarn. I personally made one of these for my 3D printing so that I can make spools of filament. But it's actually designed as a yarn spooler, and you put that on like that, twist your nut, and then put it on. Put your yarn through, and always go clockwise with this. Always clockwise. Okay, now I've got two others over here. Okay, what are we going to do tonight? We are going to build one of these. First we take the uprights. We have two uprights. Then we take the base. Glue one of these in place. I've already done all the sanding and all that. You always gotta, make sure that your parts are nice and sanded and flush, and so that they fit together right. Okay, make sure it's going the right direction. Put it in the right place. And all I'm using is CA glue. More commonly called super glue. But if you call it super glue, then you go get these itty bitty bottles that cost you about the same thing that this big bottle cost me. This was $7.49 for this size because it just says CA glue. It's the same exact thing. Those of you that don't know this, CA glue was actually invented by the medical community as instant sutures. So that's why when you use this stuff you gotta be so careful because it sticks to your skin so well. It was actually made to stick to your skin. Okay, we got one kind of gut there. Now we let that dry for a moment. Take our spindle piece here and part of our handle, and I've already pre-checked this. This is tight enough I don't need to glue it. I just push it in there. Yeah, let's go ahead and glue it. Put some glue in there. I made this on ABS, so it's good and strong. This printer here off to my left here, it's my go-to printer when I want to use ABS. It's my Ender 5 that as you see, I've made a nice enclosure for it. Stays nice and hot. Right now it's printing a PLA, so I got the door open and the upper door open. But that's what I normally print my ABS stuff on. Okay, let that get drying. And now comes the fun part. How do we line up the second leg here? Well, first you got to make sure that first leg is straight. Apparently maybe my sanding is just a hair off on this one. It wants to lean off to the right. Okay. Yeah, everybody thinks CA glue or super glue is instant. Yeah, it's anything but instant. Other than your fingers, it will definitely stick to your fingers instantly. So yeah, we're gonna have to hold this for a little bit. And surprisingly, pressure does help. Now in my next video, while I'm waiting on this, I might as well show you a couple of things. Like there's my little cat that I just made on, what did I make that on? Oh, I made that on my Monoprice Mini Delta using my palette 2. I just recently acquired a palette 2. It makes it to where you can print in multicolor, like there's a little bender I made, and got my cell phone cover. I'm going to be going into that probably next week. I'm going to give a good review on it and all that once I truly learn it. I've only made a few things with it so far, and so far all I gotta say is I love Mosaic. That's the company that makes it. Excellent people out of Canada. I ordered one first off of Amazon. And okay, we're going to start on this next one. So let's get this stuff out of your way so you can see. Okay. And there you got the first one, so it's basically straight. Now you get the second one. I kind of, since I've done a few of these, I kind of know basically where it goes. Come on, glue. Yeah, I'm starting to run low on my glue. I make a lot of things. Okay. Bring that over here. Right direction, just about the right place. Now, the secret, I put the top on where it goes. Kind of helps hold it straight. And helps me line it up. There, getting that all lined up. Now, like I say, I've got several. I got the red one that I showed you guys for my mom. Got the pink one. Oh, helps if I snap it in, huh? Got the pink one for my sister. And then up here I got the purple one for me. And this one is actually going to the yarn store for sale. Yeah, most of the things I make are for sale. I'm not one of those that does a whole lot of the artsy-fartsy stuff. Once in a while, yeah, I've got a few things up on my shelves that I like and all that, but as a basic rule, I like making stuff that you know, I can actually use for something. Now, I say that, and then I'm going to show you what I'm making here. There's a little chest plate for a young little diabetic boy that he wants to go trick-or-treating. So there's a bunch of us getting together, and he's going to go trick-or-treating, not for candy, because, well, he's got diabetes. But, you know, a kid needs a childhood. So I'm in on helping, see if we can't give him a Halloween. I'm going to make him some action figures. He loves Superman and the Justice League as far as what I've understood. So I'm making a bunch of Superman and Batman and things like that stuff. So that's about all for today. I do want to say, you know, when you're buying your filament, price doesn't necessarily get you great, but you definitely need to stick with a few that you know. I just recently have gone through a stretch of terrible filament. I got this deal on Amazon, and it was like 12 rolls, 13 rolls, something like that, for 130 bucks. And yeah, it just sounded like an incredible deal. Oh, I can't wait till I get rid of those last couple of spools. um, yeah, I mean, I love Hatchbox. Um, Hatchbox is my go-to. Gizmo Dorks. I've found them recently, and they're pretty good stuff. But getting this pallet here, well, all I got here is the box, because the pallet's up there on my CR10, making me a Homer bucket. I need a bucket to put my bird seed in. I love feeding my little birdies outside. And I've noticed that just leaving it in the bag, it goes bad. So I went ahead and started that thing about 35 hours ago. And it's almost done. I was hoping it'd be done for tonight so I could show you guys. But the reality is the pallet 2, it needs a whole video or 5 all by itself. So, yeah, but, oh, I digress. Yeah, the reason I brought it up, that thing is precision. It is incredible. But because of it, it's made me really rethink my filaments that I've been getting. Because it's a bit picky on bad filament. It doesn't like bad filament. And those cheap ones, the way it's designed incredibly. I mean, the filament will break and jam up, and that thing's meant to be pulled apart to get your stuff out to go back to printing. But you don't like having to do that, so stay away from those bargain basement filaments. They just, if you got a decent printer, direct drive, yeah, go ahead, use them as, single color prints. But when you start branching into the more exotic things and all that, go ahead and spend the money. Like I'm going to be getting a couple rolls of polyalchemy elixir shortly. And oh, I can't wait. That stuff is it's the bomb. It's the best there is. We'll see what happens there. I'm still kind of new to giving these videos, so keep watching. They will get better. Push that subscribe button. That actually helps me. I'm trying to get this channel to where I can monetize it, but it'll be a while. They tell me that I've got to have X number of viewers, which I'm nowhere close to. And I gotta jump through a couple of hoops to get on Patreon. So for right now, well, you can message me, and all that. I'm looking for filament sponsors. Machines, I'll review one if need be. But last one I reviewed that a company just sent me was the ANET A8, and we all kind of know what that thing is. At first, when I first got it, I was all kinds of excited about it. Then again, I'd only been printing for a month at the time on one little Ender 3. Now I've got 8 printers, and I've learned a lot. And something like the ANET, never again will something like that be on my channel. Yeah, they catch fire, so stay away from the ANET A8. Creality, excellent series. Pretty much across the board. I've got 3 of them. I had 4. One went down because of my mess up. I fried the motherboard big time. But I've still got a Ender 3, an Ender 5, and a CR10. And, I love them. I've got a TiVo Tornado sitting right next to my CR10, and it's a good printer. It doesn't compare. It doesn't hold a candle to the CR10, but it's a good printer. Its main advantage over the CR10 is the heat bed is, you know, AC, so it's regular house current into your heat bed. So it heats up lightning fast, especially when doing like ABS, where you gotta go clear up to 100. But the CR10, you just give it a little time. It heats up to 100. It'll do the ABS, all that good stuff. But there we go. Not sure you gained anything from this. I hope maybe you did. Like I said, Mom, Jackie, these are headed towards these spool rollers are headed towards you here in a day or so. That's why your package is held up, Jackie. I had to finish these. But I think you guys will love them. Anybody that knits and does the yarn thing, like I remember as a kid, standing there like this with the yarn in my hands, so Mom could be rolling it in her little ball. And well, it doesn't eliminate the person standing there with their hands out, holding the yarn, but it sure makes rolling it up quicker. Just go like that, and then you can knit right off of this. Just it's not geared or anything. It rolls either way. I think you guys will love them. Later on, love y'all. Bye.